While pro-lifers celebrate the defunding of Planned Parenthood abroad, they continue to call on the U.S. government to defund Planned Parenthood at home in the U.S. The House passed its version of a health care bill earlier this month, which stops tax dollars from going to health insurance plans that cover abortion and defunds Planned Parenthood of more than $400 million of our tax dollars. But there's still a ways to go until this bill, with its pro-life protections, is finalized. We're going to show you now a step-by-step guide on what still needs to happen before the health care bill becomes law. The next step is for Senate Republicans to draft their own version of the health care bill because they're using a special budgetary procedure known as reconciliation. The bill must comply with the special budget rules. The Senate parliamentarian is the one to decide if the bill complies with those special rules. If any senator objects to a part of the bill they don't think follows the rules and the parliamentarian agrees, the language will be struck. The parliamentarian will have discussions with senators before the bill goes to the floor to figure out if the rules are being followed. Then the bill goes to the full Senate for a vote, and senators have one more chance to raise objections. When all objections and amendments are heard and decided, the Senate votes on the bill. If the health care bill passes, the House can pass the bill exactly the way the Senate approved it, or a conference committee will form to reconcile the differences between the two versions. After that, the combined bill will be sent to the House and Senate for a vote. Finally, if both chambers approve it, the health care bill goes to President Trump for his signature. Mallory Quigley is Communications Director for the Susan B. Anthony List. Mallory, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Catherine.
Getting this health care bill to become a law is a long process. How long could it take, and is this the most strategic way to defund Planned Parenthood?
Well, simply put, is it the most strategic way? At this juncture, yes. We do not have 60 votes in the Senate. And the pathway you laid out earlier, it's very narrow, filled with all sorts of twists and turns, but it is the only way to get through without having 60 votes. Because we're using reconciliation, it only requires 51 votes. We can't have the filibuster. So this is the best way to attack Planned Parenthood's largest funding stream through this reconciliation.
You know, it does take time.
It will take time. I mean, I think, you know, look at it this way, you know, the House bill took a lot longer than anyone anticipated, and the Senate moved slower than the House. But everyone's best guess says, you know, perhaps before the August recess that we'll have something. But remember, it took the Democrats 9 to 10 months back in 2009 to push through Obamacare. These things, they take time, so people are going to need to stay motivated, stay informed.
Speaking of the Senate, who are the senators that you are closely watching for this vote?
Well, we do not have any votes to lose. So the answer is everyone. But quite specifically, the pro-abortion Republicans and then the Democrats who have mixed records on the life issue. So for example, someone like Senator Collins from Maine, in 2015, which was the last time that we looked at a bill like this, a reconciliation bill that included defunding Planned Parenthood and the Obamacare repeal, she offered an amendment to strip out the Planned Parenthood portion. And so the pro-abortion Republicans supported this amendment, but we had Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat, oppose it. He voted pro-life. So we were able to defeat the amendment. So if everyone votes the same way that they did in 2015, that's one of the more likely ways in which people will attempt to try and take out the Planned Parenthood provision, and we can surmount this. But Senator Manchin, just a couple of weeks ago, voted not pro-life on the CRA vote.
He's been walking this tightrope of saying he supports Planned Parenthood, doesn't support Planned Parenthood. So in all of this, in this long process, lots of stages of negotiations, what role can our viewers play? What role can pro-lifers throughout the United States play in all of this?
Well, I think that people need to stay up to date, and they need to stay engaged. I mean, think about it this way. Planned Parenthood only needs to bully one senator to make this whole house of cards fall down. And they have $400 million on the line, and they're going to be pulling out all the stops to bully these senators into thwarting this legislation. So staying involved in the long term, seeing this through the end, through you know, maybe August, maybe longer. But this is a daily battle on the Hill, and we need the activists at home to also stay engaged, keep calling. Even if your senator is firmly pro-life, don't take any chances. Let them know that you want this to happen.
That pressure is on. Mallory Quigley from Susan B. Anthony List. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.